Hi, everybody. Welcome into today's show here on JTV. It is Wednesday. Happy new month. It is already October 1st, and we still have the same temperatures as we did in July.
I was going to say, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice outside.
Good playoff baseball weather.
I didn't think
Good football weather.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd be able to wear shorts during the MLB postseason, but here we are. It's crazy.
Yep. Which also means now that we're into October, we're getting right down to postseason beginning for some of the other sports in high school in our area. And that's where we start today's show. Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency. Let's start with a high school volleyball update. The new rankings this week across all four divisions in the state from the Michigan High School Volleyball Coaches Association. In Division 2, Western, the Panthers, honorable mention, just outside the top 10. They were top 10 earlier this year. They're having a heck of a season. In Division 3, the Comets of Hanover Horton ranked number 7 in the state, and Concord number 9 in Division 4. So those three teams for sure a favorite to make a postseason run in volleyball. The postseason starts in just a few weeks. Next week, high school boys soccer playoffs begin on Wednesday, October 8th. Division 2, hosted by Mason, J-High at Western. The first round is at the home school based on the better record. J-High at Western next Wednesday. Thursday, Northwest goes to Dexter. In Division 3, Quincy will take on Grass Lake. Hillsdale will play Michigan Center. Columbia got a bye. They won the Cascades now. Back-to-back years, they officially clinched the Cascades Conference earlier this week. So they'll play in the semifinal and play the winner of Penfield and Onsted on October 13th. In Division 4, hosted by Stockbridge, the host school playing Jackson Christian, and Lumen Christi taking on Dansville. So for all these soccer updates and photos, we'll have that for you later this week online at jtv.tv. And next week, girls golf postseason happens. The regional meets will be next week. On Monday, Division 4 at Calderon with Grass Lake, Columbia Central, East Jackson, and Napoleon. And Tuesday, Division 4 at Cascades will feature Hanover Horton, Concord, and Lumen Christi at 10 a.m. So definitely look out for all the postseason coverage next week for soccer and girls golf beginning. Coming up on the show today, our top 10 quarterbacks now in the NFL, now that we are through 4 weeks of the season. We have not shared our list with each other, so we'll see.
Mine's going to be controversial, I think.
Really?
I think you will be surprised at who my number one is. Now, I will say how I've done it this year is not based on this current, like the current performances this year. Because I'll say as an example, like, you know, in my eyes, so far what we've seen, and we'll get into this later, but like Daniels is a top 10 quarterback, but he just hasn't played much based on what we've seen last year. So it's like things like that. I'm going with the top 10 best quarterbacks right now is kind of how I've broken it down.
I have two because let's say I have Lamar at number 1 or 2.
Right. It's like he's technically hurt, but, you know, so he'll miss
Joe
a few
Burrow.
games. And Joe Burrow, that's probably a better example. Like Joe Burrow, obviously on the list. So, yeah, it's I wanted to do is I was going to say what helped me is on my drive back from Canton, me and my buddy did a tier list. He had a tier list on his phone. And we ranked the quarterbacks. And after we did that, I was like, that would be a fun thing to do. Not a tier list, but at least rank our top 10 quarterbacks on the David Rice show. We should do a tier list of something sometime.
Yeah.
Those are always fun.
For sure. Also, the Super Bowl halftime performer was announced.
That's right.
Definitely online. It's mixed reaction to it.
Yeah. Interesting decision. We'll get into it later.
Tyreek Hill, major injury. We'll touch on that.
Did you see it?
Yes,
I
did. I had both games on.
It was nasty.
Also, the Browns have benched Joe Flacco. We'll also
one
get
step closer to Shedeur.
Please, no. Also, we'll get to our Week 6 high school football game picks. brought to you by Prate's Place and Tigers postseason in the wild card this week. Plus, we'll briefly look ahead to Monroe at Jackson Friday night on JTV. So that's all coming up on the show. We will get to our top 10 quarterbacks when we come back. Welcome back here on JTV. I'm David Rice. That's Adam. This might take a minute. Let's get right into it. We talked about you did your tier list of quarterbacks. We aren't doing a tier list, but we are ranking top 10. I have my top 10 here.
Let's start with number 10 for both of us.
Yeah, let's share number 10. We'll each share our number player.
Yeah.
And go up from there. So I'll start at number 10.
Okay.
Number 10, I have my guy from the Packers.
Of course.
It was either him or Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
So I have Jordan Love, number 10.
That's fair. He was my 11, so I'll say that's relatively
Well, it was either
fair.
him or Daniels.
Yeah.
So
my number 10 is Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
Yeah, I just, there's too much unknown yet. I'm curious to see what his second year is. He played last year like almost a top 5 quarterback, but we'll see kind of what happens as the years go on with him. But I think he's tremendous.
Jaden Daniels 10. I have Jordan Love at 10. Number 9. He doesn't get talked about enough when it comes to top quarterback discussions.
Okay.
Number 9,
Mariota.
I am going
Sorry, go ahead.
with Baker Mayfield at number 9.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. My number 9 is Justin Herbert. I don't know if he's.
I will say I have Herbert a little bit higher than
And
that.
so do I with Baker Mayfield. So that's interesting. But yeah, I still think he's amazing, but not quite to the top tier yet.
Number 8.
What do you got here?
He is still a bad man.
No way. No way.
He is still a top 10 quarterback in the league.
Oh my
Just look at it.
gosh.
I mean, I've said it before. His numbers on his down years are still better numbers, like for a career for other quarterbacks. It's just how legendary he is, and he's still playing exceptional. Aaron Rodgers at number 8.
I'm so shocked. My number 8.
Are you really shocked?
Yeah, my number 8. He's still a bad man. Future Hall of Famer. Super Bowl champion. Matthew Stafford is on the list. Still a bad man. His down years are good years for other quarterbacks as well. So had to go with my boy Stafford here.
All right. Number 7, I have Justin Herbert.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you had Herbert at 7. So you like him a little bit more than Mayfield and all those guys. I respect it. I think Herbert's a tremendous quarterback. My 7, Baker Mayfield. So we legit just swapped him out. He's one of those quarterbacks on this list that I want the ball in his hands on a game-winning drive. I don't feel that quite yet with Herbert, so that's why I put Mayfield up there a little bit. And that list to me kind of stops with Stafford. Stafford still got that in him, especially if he's got somebody like Puka Nacua to throw to.
All right, at number 6, I have a guy who is the new, I guess you could call him new face of Detroit. He is the new the new chant for the fans.
That's right.
Jared Goff. At number 6.
Goff. Nice. It pains me to put this guy here, but I'm going to do it. My number 6 is also Jared Goff. I wanted to put him 5 because to me my 4 is pretty locked in, but I will still slot him here at 6. In that second tier of quarterbacks in my eyes, he's right at the top, right towards the top with this next guy that I have. So we both agree.
All right, ready for our top 5?
Let's do it.
Number 5, he is currently injured, but I have Joseph Burrow at number 5.
I thought you were about to say Lamar. I was going to be shocked for. My number 5 is the master of the tush push, Jalen Hurts.
All right.
I put him. in my eyes, it's like, he's right at the top of that A tier of quarterback. And I would just put him slightly above Jared Goff, but those guys to me are interchangeable.
At number 4, I have the master of the tush push,
Wow.
Jalen Hurts.
I
number
can't believe
4.
you have him over Burrow.
It was tough.
Yeah, it seems like it would be tough. Well, number 4, I have Joe Burrow, so we swapped those. To me, he's the top of the A tier, not quite into S yet. I can only really put 3 guys in there. In my eyes, and you're going to have the same 3 as me, I would assume, and it's kind of interchangeable where you put them. Oh, dude. Well, you already said Jordan Love, so I know
Well,
he's
I have
not
him
there.
at 10.
Yeah, so I appreciate that.
Number 3, Patrick Mahomes.
Wow.
At number 3.
Wow. No kidding. My number 3 is Lamar Jackson. We know he's hurt a little bit. He'll only be out for like 2 to 3 weeks, but Lamar Jackson, he's my number 3, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Best runner I've seen since I almost said Brett Favre. I'm looking at your Favre thing over there. Favre cannot run. Best runner I've seen since Michael Vick, so got to be him at 3.
Number 2, from the Buffalo Bills.
What? No way.
Josh Allen.
Wow. I am stunned. I thought he was going to be your 1. Wow. Okay.
It's hard because, like you said, we each are going to have the same top 3.
Yeah.
It's just what order are you going to put them in?
Right. So you might as well announce your number 1 as well.
And my number 1 is Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Wow. Good for you. I mean, I love Lamar, so I'm okay with that, but I'm just shocked. I feel like, sure, they are interchangeable, but I feel like a lot of people would put Allen number 1. That'd probably be the favorite, but good on you for picking Lamar. My number 2 is Josh Allen, which makes my number 1 quarterback in all of football still the baby goat, Patrick Mahomes is still the number 1 best quarterback. If I was starting a team today, I would want him over anyone else. So, controversial opinion.
The baby goat.
The baby goat. Not quite the goat yet. Easily Tom Brady's still the GOAT, but we could potentially see years down the road, if this all continues, he might end up with the greatest career of any quarterback. So
I still think that's a hot take to this day.
I think the AFC still runs through Kansas City. I know they've struggled this year. They've struggled early in previous years, and then they go into the playoffs and everybody doubts them, and then they make the Super Bowl and everybody's just like, well, why did we doubt the Chiefs all year? I still think they're the team to beat in the AFC. Lamar sure knows how that feels, and in previous years, the Bills know how that feels, that it runs through them. So the only team to beat them in the conference championships have been a Tom Brady-led Patriots and have been the Bengals. So I think Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league.
All right. Well, let us know.
Yeah, please yell at me for picking him number 1. I want to hear it.
Let us know.
Yes.
Maybe who knows ball better.
Yep.
And we will come back.
That's right.
If we get some responses on this.
I'll have to send this around to some buddies and see what they say, because they're probably going to kill me for picking Mahomes number 1. But
I would too.
yeah.
Yeah. The Browns have benched Joe Flacco as of this week, and they have named rookie Dylan Gabriel of Oregon the starter, which makes Flacco the backup and Shadur still QB3.
Dude, crazy. I didn't expect them to give up on Flacco so early.
Was it? I mean, because of how bad they were against the Lions.
Well, it's
but
like,
granted, you played the Lions and you're the Browns.
Yeah, and they paid to bring him in.
But maybe they thought different because of how the Green Bay game went. I don't know. But.
Yeah, I was still kind of surprised. But good for him. I think the pressure to start Shadur, I said going into this year that we'd see it, and we're starting to see it now. It's not going to happen, though. I mean, we'll see if the pressure gets bad enough to where they just go fine. But, I mean, if Gabriel gets hurt, you're going to put in Flacco. So, but do you think Shadur will get a start this season?
As much as I want to say no, I have a feeling the pressure from media, fans, even though he's not really that good, I don't think, it's still going to be that pressure to play him.
Yeah, and you never know until it happens, right? You never know if he's going to be that kind of quarterback until you see him in this role. So we'll see if he does get the start, if he plays well. But
I think he will start eventually. Not now,
yeah,
but I think at some point.
right.
So, Tyreek Hill suffered that
Nasty.
terrible injury.
Nasty injury.
On Monday night. Obviously done for the season. His agent said, we're trying to get him back to start next year.
It's a tough injury to come back from.
It's going to be long, and it's one of those career ones too, where he could be toast after,
and with
or
it being
he could come back and be like Tyreek Hill. I know it's a different sport, but look at Kevin Durant wasn't the same after.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant's still KD, but not at. You know what I mean?
Think that like Tyreek Hill, his whole thing is speed and is being faster than the other guy and being faster than the rest of the league. And it's like his speed is already starting to slow down. This is just going to slow it down more, and he's not going to be as good if he can't utilize his best asset, which is his speed. So I think this will probably be the end of his career, if I had an opinion. He was all smiles getting carted away, which was a good thing to see.
That's because he's happy he doesn't have to put on a Dolphins
he was like,
uniform.
thank goodness I'm done with the Dolphins. Yeah, if he comes back, it'd be really cool if he went to a team like Kansas City or went to a contending team.
Bay.
No, not Green Bay, but if he went to like Kansas City, end his career there, one final season, one final push to the Super Bowl, that would be kind of cool. We'll see though. I don't think so. I'm being unoptimistic about this, but
usually those injuries are more career slower down or ending.
Yeah.
So it's justified.
Yeah.
So, before we go to break, Super Bowl halftime show was announced. Bad Bunny will be performing. Yeah. A lot of people online, this is like some mixed reviews, mixed response to this.
Here's my take on this, and I have something to add to this real quick, but I'll first start with this is, he is the most streamed artist in the world. So you look at that. You look at, too, if they want to get more of an international audience, that's what they're going to get with this.
Taylor Swift's not the most streamed artist.
I know. It is Bad Bunny, though. But, we'll see what happens. He has a few songs that I think are really good. Don't know what the heck he's saying in them, but I think that they're pretty good. And he is an excellent professional wrestler. He had a few matches in WWE, and he was amazing. So I do like him, but this is a very weird decision. When it came across my screen, I was shocked. I was super surprised that this is who they picked.
And I've be honest, I don't listen to his music. I've never seen a picture of him. So when they showed him on that video they didn't at halftime, I didn't know who it was until they said Bad Bunny, blah blah blah.
Everybody in Puerto Rico is going to be watching that. I'll say that.
I get from the NFL's perspective, they want to go more international. They want to make the game more global. Mm-hmm. So if that's part of it, I can understand.
Especially a recent push to Central and South America. They've started to do more and more things with them as well.
So from that perspective, I understand it.
Yeah.
Now, he's not my personal favorite kind of music, but I have nothing against it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a terrible decision. I much rather have Bad Bunny doing it than another random pop star. I think the Taylor Swift one would be genuinely interesting, funny, and all that stuff leading up to it and all that. But I'm okay with it being at least an artist that I might like a little bit more. But it's still an odd decision. I don't know what the reasoning of it was.
So I don't know how confirmed or how true the source is, but I saw that allegedly they offered that to Taylor Swift. Speaking of her, mm-hmm. She said no because she wants to own the video, like she wants to own her music.
Yeah, and that's technically through the production company that puts on the Super Bowl halftime
It's through
shows.
Rock Nation.
Yeah,
and it's also
and the NFL,
through the broadcast network.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So
eventually,
I think it's stupid to say no because of she wants to own the video.
Yeah, but I don't know too much about it, but her dealing with the whole rights to her music, that whole situation that happened, I think finally she got the rights back to her music. That's why she was re-releasing so much stuff. So if that's her opinion on it, and it's a dirty, dirty business, so I get it. So I'm actually okay with if that was her decision to do it. It's just like, get away from me then. Then you don't want me enough.
Yeah, but we knew she wasn't going to have anything to do with the video or owning the production anyway, so why did it matter?
Yeah, I still am just like, she doesn't, it's not like she needs the extra exposure.
Some people would be like, give her whatever she wants, but No other artist has tried to own the music for it or the video.
And I'm just partial to, like, I'm not a big fan of pop singers.
So why is it just her? That's just my thought.
I'm just not a big fan of pop singers performing at the Super Bowl. Like, we've had some great rock artists, rock bands, and stuff like that have performed that do a lot better rap artists. Which I'm personally
a country music person.
Yeah.
The last time they had a country act was 1994.
Right.
At the Cowboys Stadium.
So it's like you could see
and they'll never do a country act again, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably not.
I think nowadays, with how popular country is, and that's something too, like, people who haven't always listened to country music are now starting to listen to country music, and it's becoming like the thing. And it's like, but these random people, though, only got onto country music because of people like Morgan Wallen. I mean, I like him, but you know what I mean? They're just getting onto some of those popular artists, but it's like, what about the people who have really listened to?
So you're a hipster when it comes to country music is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd be okay with, like, Post Malone. I think that would be an amazing concert.
And
kind of combining
multi-genre.
Yeah, and combining some of his genres and having some guests on.
Chris Stapleton can be multi-genre too.
He needs to just do the national anthem every single year. I'd be okay with that. I did do this really quick. I did my...
Yeah.
I didn't give you any advance notice on this, but I just thought I'd say it since
this
is probably the only time we'll talk about the Super Bowl halftime show until the halftime show happens, till the Super Bowl happens. I have my top 5 best Super Bowl halftime shows.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I have a couple I can come up with.
I was gonna say my list will be different than you. I have mine in order, but mine will be different than yours.
I don't have a top 5, but I'll share a couple when you're done that I've liked all time. But go ahead.
These might be the same, but number 5 would be Kendrick from last year. That was epic. That was so good. Number 4, Dre, Snoop, Eminem, Kendrick, Mary J. Blige. That one in Inglewood. That one was so sick. Really, really good. The best in my eyes of the modern halftime shows. And also they didn't go too crazy with, like, Katy Perry on top of a gigantic robotic lion going down the field. Like, stuff like that I think is just so stupid.
Yeah.
Number 3, Michael Jackson. Gotta go with MJ. Number 2 is U2. That was right after 9/11. Really good performance. Number 1, no doubt in my mind, is Prince. Yes, that is the best halftime show we've ever had. It's the only one of these halftime shows that I purposely go back and watch every once in a while, and it's just like, he just killed it. All the music is so good.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. And he did a lot of covers in there. He covered the Foo Fighters, Jimi Hendrix. He had a lot of covers in there. So, he didn't care. He was just like, I'm not going to play all my stuff. I'm just going to jam out. So
play what I want to play.
So what were some of your favorites? I hope Prince is on there.
Yeah, I would say that's the best ever.
Yeah, awesome.
The rest of these I don't have in order, but just some of them that come to mind. The Eminem, Mary J. Blige.
That one was great.
Yep. Just mentioned.
Yep.
The country one from 1994.
Okay.
Which I've obviously watched that several times. Timberlake and Janet Jackson.
What? That really? Okay.
Michael Jackson.
Okay, nice.
Honorable mention would have to be Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, that was so good. Are you just a really big fan of the ending of the Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson one?
That's part of why I threw that in there.
Oh my gosh. I think my parents made me leave the room when that happened.
Even though it happened
I was
live.
pretty young. Yeah, I was pretty young.
So you didn't know it was going to happen. You already witnessed it.
Yeah. Interesting time. But I remember that being a huge controversy.
What year was that? 2003?
Yeah,
4?
I think maybe 2003. Either 2003 or 05, because I think 04 was Rolling Stones. That was the one that was in Detroit. I think it was 04.
Oh,
that was Super Bowl 40. So this one was either 39 or 41. Oh, 41 was
it was Prince. Somewhere early.
So maybe 2000s. It was 39. Yeah. Nuts. So funny.
I remember my dad telling me the story of where he was at watching the Super Bowl when that happened with Janet and Timberlake.
They got into some big trouble.
I won't share his whole story, but he was at somebody's house watching the game. They were playing pool, and they came on the TV. They were all like, "What?
Get the DVR."
Yeah, back then, VHS.
Yeah, that's right. Put in a tape. Yeah.
Get that on the tape.
Yeah.
Put that on a T-shirt. Any other honorable? mentions in the other
I'll say
ones?
Paul McCartney, Rolling Stones. I would say those two. Again, like you can kind of tell, like rock, rap. I think those are the better and more accessible halftime shows than just the random pop. Like I don't dislike Lady Gaga, but like that was another one that I was just like, watching it. Rihanna's was okay, but I was still just like not like it's amazing.
That was just to announce that she
okay.
was pregnant.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I think the Katy Perry one was not great.
Terrible.
So
what do you think of The Weeknd?
I'm a huge Weeknd fan. So
That's why
and it's like I'm partial to him. So it's like all of his music. I love all of his music. I know all of his songs.
What do you think about like the setting
for what they used for it being
everything?
during COVID? I think they did a really good job with that, and it tied into like all of his music videos and stuff. So I thought that was cool, but I wasn't going to put it on this list just because it's like I know that I just like The Weeknd, so it's just like I can't really put him above like Kendrick with how good that whole thing was, you know.
When we come back, we will get to our Week 6 game picks of high school
your
football.
favorite segment.
My favorite segment, brought to you by Prate's Place. That's on the way. Welcome back here on JTV. Let's get to our Week 6 high school football game picks, brought to you by Prate's Place in Grass Lake. Order online, pratesplace.com. Dine in, especially after going to if you go to the Grass Lake football games, go to Prate's Place.
Yeah, and if you're of age, get a few drinks, get a pizza. Their pizzas are amazing, salads, wraps, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you to the team at Prate's Place.
Yes.
Let's get to our picks. Let's start in the Big 8. Stockbridge, they're 2-3.
I do want to say records real quick,
Yes.
right before we get in. I know they're going to be on the screen, but I just wanted to say, so a little update. You are 63-39-1 because the frickin' Packers tied. So you're 63-39-1, and I'm 62-40-1. So we are still within one. Had a pretty bad week last week, so we got to recover.
Yeah, we both had a really bad week.
Yeah, and I think it's
And
because
the
we had a
tie
lot of
certainly
similar,
didn't help either.
Yeah, and we had a lot of similar picks, at least with the high school games, so we didn't do much there. I had Lumen. I lost on that one, but that was, I think, the only thing we really differed in.
I think I had Divine Child.
Yeah, you did. So you made up some a point there, but I was able to make up for it a little bit in college and football, NFL. So we'll see. I think we're going to differ a little bit more in here, so I will see what you got.
All right, let's start in the Big 8. Stockbridge is 2-3, but they've had back-to-back huge upset conference wins. Didn't expect it against Union City and Reading. They are traveling to Springport, who is still undefeated at 5-0. Springport, of course, got the forfeit win last week. Sand Creek had to cancel due to injuries. I am taking the Port, no doubt. Why not?
Yeah.
6-0.
Yeah, and we wiped that off of the picks because that happened, so that just did not count. That was kind of just like
And we
a no
picked-
decision.
We filmed it before we found out they canceled
Yeah.
the game, but
And we picked Springport, so technically we were right. Springport technically won, but they canceled it. Does that count as a win on their record?
it does, and that's why
Okay,
they're
so
still 5-0.
I probably should. I'll probably add an extra win to us then, just because if that counts as a win for them, it should be a win for us. So I'll add an extra point to it. So, but yeah, I said I would be taking Springport pretty much throughout the season, so I got to take Springport here. They're going to keep rolling. I think Stockbridge with those losses just done. I don't think is going to have it here, so I gotta take the Port.
But if this was the one game where there might be a surprise, Stockbridge has been playing really well.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Yeah, I just couldn't. There's some games that I'm willing to go like on a coin toss. This to me is not a coin toss, but anything can happen. But I'm going to take Springport here.
Columbia Central on their homecoming. They are 2-3. They are hosting the 3-2 Jayhawks of Vandercook Lake. Last year, you took Vandercook. That's how we ended up on the bar stool for the first time. I am going to take Columbia Central at home. They just put up 56 on Addison. Addison, even though they're 0-5, they've been, except for that last game against Columbia, they've been in every game. They've lost 3 out of the 4 by one possession. So, and they put up 56 on them. So I'm taking Columbia.
For the memes, I want to take Vandercook so bad for the memes. I want to get on the Barstool page. But I think Columbia Central is just a lot better team this year. I just think they're really good. And I can definitely see Vandercook still it being a close game and having a chance to win this
It'd
game.
have to be a low-scoring
But it would
affair.
have to be a low-scoring game. So I think Columbia is going to be able to put up points in this. I know this isn't going to have it to where we show up on the Barstool page, but we're both going to take Columbia Central. I'm going to take the Golden Eagles.
Grass Lake in the Cascades East, they're 1-4. They are coming off the bye week, of course, due to East Jackson. Grass Lake did not have an opponent. Grass Lake 1-4. They've struggled a lot this year. They are hosting Napoleon. Napoleon with a nice win over Manchester last week, over 400 yards rushing for the Pirates. Give me the Pirates big at GL.
Same here. You're picking against your boys again. But, yeah, Napoleon's going to keep rolling. I think that they're a lot better team than what the record suggests. So I got to take Napoleon here to have a pretty, we'll see. But I think it could be a real quick game. I think they're going to control the clock. So we'll see if they can go up a couple scores on Grass Lake. Might be tough for Grass Lake to come back with the way Napoleon runs their offense. So I'll take the Pirates.
Hanover back to the west here. Hanover 3-2, going to Homer to take on the 2-3 Trojans. I will take the Comets.
Man, we're still picking the same. Yeah, I'll take the Comets as well. Again, I think Jonesville is one of the best teams in the area, so I can't pick against
Hanover
them.
Comets.
Oh, I'm sorry. I went one game ahead. Okay, good. See, you thinking Comets. I was thinking them. But I will still take the I'm going all Comets in this. Yeah. I'm going to take Hanover here. And no surprise, I'll just start. I'm taking Jonesville again. So I'm going double Comets here.
Yep, I will as well. I'll take Jonesville at home. They're 3-2, taking on 0-5 Addison.
But just to comment on Hanover super quick, I do think Hanover is excellent this year. I think that they are going to do a lot better. And I just think they're a better football team than Homer. And then to say exactly what I said about Jonesville, 0-5 Addison. Jonesville's a very, very good team, one of the best teams in the area, so I got to take Jonesville there.
Their running game has been unstoppable.
Yeah.
John Milks is having a heck of a year at running back for Jonesville. So back to the east, Leslie coming off the tough loss against Center last week. They go to Manchester to take on the 2-3 Dutch. Manchester, tough loss to Napoleon last week. Leslie plays Napoleon at the Pirates next week. Leslie big at Manchester.
Yep, same
Bounce
here.
back game for them.
Yeah, and this is just they're going to keep rolling. They might just have one loss all year, so and it might be two. Might have been just two. Michigan Center might be their only loss. So I'm going to pick Leslie just like I've been picking Springport and Jonesville.
Let's go to the I-8. Western has struggled since starting 1-0. They desperately need a win, but tough ask this week against a 4-1 Harper Creek team that has been putting up some points.
Oh, yeah.
I will take the Beavers of Harper Creek.
I just think that Harper Creek's going to be too much for them. I would love to take Western here and start seeing a bounce back from them and start seeing them get some more wins here, but Harper Creek's looked great, so I got to take Harper Creek in this game.
Northwest 2-3, nice win for them last week against Marshall with the walk-off. They are hosting 2-3 the Bears of Berkeley. This is a home-and-home two-year series. They played at Berkeley last year, and now they play at Northwest. I like the Mounties and how well they've been playing. Give me Coach Newsom and his boys to go to 500.
I was hoping we were going to differ here because I'm taking Northwest as well. I just love how they've been playing.
Northwest beat Berkeley 30-something to, I believe, 12 last year.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So I like the Mounties. I love how they've been playing. They look really good, and I think that matchup, we've been talking about it, hyping it up, that matchup against Western is going to be huge this year. They really want that win, and Western will just be in that situation where they're desperate for wins, so it's kind of a good story there. But I'm going to have the Mounties keep rolling, like you said, 500.
The game we will have live on JTV, the Vikings of Jackson High, 1-4. They really need a win, too, to be able to have any chance to sneak into the playoffs. They are hosting another team that's 1-4, Monroe. Monroe's Division 1 out of the SEC Red, so the Red division of the conference. This is a rematch from Week 1 of last year. I went to that game at Monroe. J-High won 32-27, got a late defensive stop and forced a fumble. It was a heck of a game. Great stadium at Monroe. Trojans, Vikings here, both teams desperately looking to get their second win to get back on track. Jay High has just really struggled. And until they put up more points, unfortunately, I can't take them. I am going to take the Trojans of Monroe to get the win at Withington.
We finally differ in a pick this week.
Oh, man.
This
was really a pick 'em.
It
you
is.
said coin toss earlier?
Yeah.
This would be the coin toss game.
It is, and I like Jackson in this game. I've been burned earlier in the year, but I think this is the one that they are going to win. We're there. We're doing it live. I can't not pick Jackson, especially with us being there. So I gotta take Jackson. I have to.
We'll see what happens
I still
to me
think they
then.
can
I
do
picked
it.
Monroe.
Yep, we'll see.
Let's go to 8-man. Pittsford is hosting Concord at 3-2. Concord, 70 points for them on homecoming last week. A big victory for them over Morenci. Pittsford put up over 50 points on the Yellow Jackets last year, and now it's at Pittsford too. Concord's a good team, like you said, but Pittsford has just had the offense, and so has Concord. But
Yeah, both
I think
teams
it's
can
going to
score
be
points.
a high-scoring affair,
yeah.
close contest. I hate to pick against Concord, but I will take Pittsford.
I'm going to take Pittsford too, and I think some of it is that, Concord's faced some teams last year, this year that they faced last year that they lost to, and they haven't really won those games. So with that being said, that's what makes me kind of take Pittsford. But this would be a fun game to watch. A lot of scoring, a lot of fun plays, I feel like, and it will be close. Another close matchup, I think, but Pittsford, I'm gonna take the security pick by picking them.
Lumen Christi in Catholic League play. The Titans are 2-3. They travel to Toledo to take on Toledo St. Francis de Sales. I had mentioned what I said about Lumen on the Monday show. They're not going to win very many games scoring 13 points and 20 points. I hate to pick against the Titans.
Oh my goodness!
But I am.
Wow.
I am going to take Toledo St. Francis.
Oh man.
Toledo has been scoring a lot of points. They've had a good offense so far this year. They also put up almost 40 against U of D Jesuit like Lumen Christi did. I am taking Toledo St. Francis over the Titans.
I just cannot see. I just cannot see a Herb Brogan led Lumen Christi team being 2-4. I just can't see it. So I gotta take Lumen here. I'm hoping that they're, I lost we could be tied right now if they would have won yesterday or they would have won last week. But I will stick with the Titans. They got to start chaining some wins together. I believe it does start now, so I will take the Titans.
And then in LCAA play, Hillsdale, they're 0-5. They go to Clinton. Clinton and Hudson, clearly the two best teams in the Lenawee area. Give me Clinton big.
Same here. I will take Clinton. I don't know if I'll say big just because I don't like saying that, but I will take Clinton.
Well, I mean, they're the heavy favorite.
They are. They 100% are, but I just...
it's them and then Hudson and then Ida right below them.
Right.
So,
but I will definitely take Clinton.
Let's go to college football. Michigan off the bye week. They are hosting the Badger Cats. No, just the Badgers.
Just the Badgers.
The Badgers of Wisconsin and go blue.
Yep, same here. I know I've picked against them. I picked against them in Nebraska. That didn't work out too well for me, and I think Wisconsin is still a pretty good team, but I gotta take Michigan here. It's at home. Crowd's gonna be crazy. They've had an extra week to prepare for this, so I got Michigan. Go blue.
3:30 on ABC. This is going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
Alabama coming off a huge win against Georgia. The number 10 Crimson Tide hosting number 16 Vanderbilt. Remember when Vanderbilt beat them 2 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
I am going to go out on a limb and pick the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
Why you do that to me? I will also take the Crimson Tide. I was hoping you were going to take Vanderbilt there, man. I'm going to take the Crimson Tide here. Big win, like you said last week. Huge win over Georgia. But I just don't think, this could be upset alert. I'm going to say there's one other game on this list that I'm like, we could see an upset here. But I just have to take it. I was starting to think about it, but I just have to take Alabama here.
Nebraska hosting the Michigan State Spartans. Nebraska played well against Michigan last week.
Yep.
I will take the Cornhuskers of Nebraska.
We're the same again. We're 3 for 3 for college. I'm taking Nebraska as well. Like I said, even with that performance, I still believe that Nebraska is a lot better team than we've seen recently. So no offense to Brandon and his fandom for MSU, but I'm taking Nebraska over them.
Well, besides the Alabama game, this is the only other good ranked versus ranked matchup this week. Number 3, Carson Beck in Miami going to Tallahassee to take on the number 18 Seminoles. I will take Carson Beck and the Canes.
I'm not backing out of my boy Carson Beck. I'm still picking Miami here, but this game just feels like a trap game to me. I feel like Florida State, riding some momentum, could win this. It's a classic battle between two Florida teams, but I think Miami's going to be one of the better teams this season throughout the entire year. So I'm taking Miami, taking the Hurricanes. You know, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson went to Miami, played football in Miami.
That is right.
So that's the other reason I'm taking
and
them.
was coached by Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, I think he put in his letter to intent with him, and then Jimmy Johnson went to the Cowboys, I think, that season. So he was originally recruited by Jimmy Johnson, but unfortunately never got to play with him. But amazing alums from Miami. You could just name them. It's just crazy. He was Florida State.
Oh, okay. Well, still.
But I'm pretty sure, like, maybe I think it was either Ray Lewis or Ed Reed was on there. Yeah, Ed Reed. He had an amazing hype-up speech in the locker room that you can find on YouTube that's just insane. They had tons of great talent.
Miami rap song.
Yeah, there you
go. Let's go to the NFL Thursday night, an NFC West battle 2 weeks in a row on Thursday night. We've had an NFC West battle. Stafford and the Rams, who's on your top 10 QBs list.
Yep.
Hosting the 49ers and Mac Jones. Give me Matt Stafford.
Yep, I will also take the Rams. It's funny, like this, sometimes Thursday games are very hit or miss, just the way that it shakes out. But honestly, dude, like amongst all the other games that we have this week, this is probably the most intriguing one in my eyes. It's a divisional matchup. It's a really good matchup between these two teams, and I think it could go either way, but I got to take the Rams. Puka Nacua last week, 13 for 15 receiving. He just absolutely destroyed. If we see more of that, I don't think that the 49ers will be able to keep up, especially without Travis Kelce, I almost said, especially without George Kittle, so I'm taking the Rams.
Another international game in London, Vikings and the Browns with Dylan Gabriel against Carson Wentz.
Sorry, London.
I will take the Minnesota Vikings.
Dude, we are like not differing in anything. I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings as well. They looked kind of impressive. That defense looked pretty good as well. So I'm taking the Vikings. I still think it's awesome that Carson Wentz is the quarterback for this team. We'll see how it goes, but I just can't pick. You're telling me Carson Wentz, a Super Bowl champion, Carson Wentz, could have been MVP of the league that year. You're telling me him versus Gabriel. I just cannot pick the Browns there. So it'll be an early game that I don't think I'll be getting up for. I'll tell you that. But I'll take the Vikings here.
Sunday is my sleep-in day. I try to on Saturday when I can, but if Michigan plays at home, obviously
you got to get up early for that. Yep.
Sometimes it's tough though coming back from the Friday night game we do live.
It is,
and then especially the noon games.
And I'm starting on Saturday mornings. I'm starting to do the rec football highlights like I do every year. So that's an earlier morning as well. So I think we're dealing with kind of the same thing there for Saturdays.
Baker and Tampa Bay going to take on Sam Darnold and Seattle. Sam Darnold has been playing well.
Yeah.
Seattle's been playing well. They got the nice win against the Cardinals. And then Baker and Tampa had a great game. Was right there with Philly.
Yeah.
I'm taking Baker in Tampa Bay.
I'm also taking Tampa Bay. I'm not surprised since your brother's a Seahawks fan that you picked against the Seahawks. Not
Tampa's
surprised
the
at
better
all.
team.
And I do think they're the better team. Emeka Ibuka is one of my favorite players. He's turning into an amazing receiver. So I got to think that the Bucs continue. They got Godwin back. I'm pretty sure Evans might still be out, but they still look very good. I think they're one of the top contenders in the NFC. So I'm taking the Bucs.
The Commanders at the Chargers. This could be an interesting game. Yeah. The Chargers upset by the Giants last week, going up against Jaden Daniels and the Commanders Two great teams. I think the Chargers will bounce back. I like Jim Harbaugh. Give me my guy Jim Harbaugh and the LA Chargers.
Yep, we are still not differing, and I don't think we're indifferent in the last game either. So I think we're going to be perfect for this whole this whole thing. Yeah, not with what I just did my top 10 list. I'm not going to pick against them. I like the Chargers here. This game, Jane Daniels was just cleared. Was the report today? This is being filmed on Wednesday, so I would assume he's going to play. I'd be shocked if he doesn't. That makes it way more interesting. But I like the Chargers. I feel like they're figuring out that pass game. They're figuring out Amarian Hampton. He's starting to perform like I thought going into this year was going to be his breakout year. It's starting to look like that now. So with how dominant that offense is looking, go blue. I'm taking the Chargers and Harbaugh.
And the Monday night game, obviously Kansas City against Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville just has not looked great. So this is a great bounce back spot for the Chiefs to be in, especially having that little bit of momentum coming from Baltimore that they got to start getting some wins. This will be an easy one for them. So I'm taking the Chiefs.
All right. Thank you to Prate's Place for the game picks. Order online at pratesplace.com. When we come back, we'll look ahead to Monroe and Jackson Friday night and the Tigers.
Tiger talk.
In the playoffs.
Yes,
We'll be right back. Welcome back here on JTV. You can follow the show anytime, of course, on Facebook, online at jtv.tv, and listen wherever you get your podcast, too. So if you're on the way to a game Friday night, listen to the show.
Yeah.
Listen to our picks.
Yeah.
And
get mad
hear
at us.
our quality football analysis.
That's right.
Tigers, obviously, in the postseason, great performance by Tarek Skubal on Monday in Game 1. 14 strikeouts, unbelievable.
Most for a Tiger in the postseason. Think about like all the great pitchers that have come through to Detroit, from Lolich to Jack Morris to Verlander and Scherzer and Anibal Sanchez, Pfister, all those guys. It's impressive. He had an amazing performance. I just hope that we can continue on. I would love to see him against Seattle in the divisional series. So big win there. And currently, as we're filming this, Tigers are right now tied in the 7th. So I am looking soon to wrap this up so I can go put it up on a TV and watch this thing. So
me too. Well, we'll get right through this. It's also the most strikeouts thrown by a pitcher in a road postseason game since the year 2000.
That's crazy. That's a crazy stat. And that was his career high.
And clearly,
strikeouts.
that's why he's the Cy Young.
Oh, yeah.
In the American League.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he is just the
especially
best.
that solidified
Yeah,
it.
he is the best pitcher in baseball.
AL and NL.
Yeah,
no doubt.
bar none.
Yeah. Even with a healthy Ohtani pitching.
Yeah, I mean, just from what I've seen out of Tarek Skubal,
it would either be 1A and 1B.
Yeah. This is the most dominant left-hander I feel like I've seen since Kershaw and Randy Johnson. It's just he's just unbelievable.
So we'll see. Hopefully, we don't have a game 3
on
Thursday
I'm
because
hoping.
that scares me.
Yep, I'm
with
hoping.
Flaherty pitching if that happens. Game
in
3.
a deciding Game 3, still in Cleveland. Yeah, it's going to be tough.
I will say I do appreciate the fact that they let Skubal pitch as long as he could.
Yeah,
107 pitches, and he went to the 8th inning.
Well, and they took Mize out in this game too, in like the 5th inning or something like that.
I was just going to say I was surprised
60
by
pitches.
that.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
I mean, I know it was one. It's not like he gave up 4 or 5 runs.
Yeah. I think, obviously if we win this game, it'll be different. But with a loss, I think some people are going to talk about, was that the right decision? But I mean, as of right now, the relief pitching is holding in there. So,
real quick before we get to Monroe and Jackson, with postseason starting next week in boys soccer, also in girls golf, and then at the end of the month, we have volleyball and cross country playoffs beginning as well. Subscribe to JTV Sports. Keep up with everything. You'll get an email, a newsletter sent to your email address each week. Everything happening with your favorite school. And you can also go to jtv.tv, click on sports, and then go to my school, and also go to whatever favorite school you have as well, and subscribe for free. We are not behind a paywall, so we do appreciate you subscribing.
That's right.
To JTV Sports. Live this Friday at 6:45 from Withington Stadium in Dungy Field. The Vikings 1-4 taking on 1-4 Monroe. It was a great game last year, as I mentioned in the picks. Week 1, Monroe the Jay High defense forced a fumble on Monroe, and Jackson High won that game at their place.
Yep.
I went to that game, and I only went to that game because it was on a Friday. Everybody else played Thursday.
Right.
So,
and now I really, really hope that Jackson wins, because that's going to be a big thing for our picks here. So I'm really rooting for the Vikings here.
Absolutely. 6:45 with the College Chevrolet pregame show with myself, Josh Brigette, and Maxwell Fritz. I saw Max had a lot of fun last week again with Liquid Death in the Lumen Christi student section. And also, I don't know who put it on our Instagram, but I saw we had a concession stand review.
Oh, let's go.
On our Instagram
let's go.
as well.
I'll have to watch that.
I will show you, if I am still able to, the reviews we got from the public on that specific concession stand.
I can't wait to see that.
They were not all 100% positive.
Of course.
So, I will tell you about that while we watch the Tigers.
Let's go.
Here. So,
let's go watch the Tigers. Why don't we?
Let's do that. Thank you to Prate's Place. Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency. Friday night at J High. Go Tigers. And I think that's it. We will see you next week.
Go Tigers. Eat 'em up.